If you go ahead. Councilman Vice President King.
Thank you, Council President. Again, my apologies to council for coming in late today. As you know, this wasn't a scheduled meeting, so it other emergencies were sometimes always put on emergencies. So again, my apologies. So what I walked in on was a lot of what I'd like to hear. Good talk. A lot of, let's help ourselves. Let's do for ourselves, our street, our community, our people. Let's empower each other. Let's move this thing forward. We have to do it. We have to start looking at each other to move this thing forward and make this thing work, right? And when we see things that are working, we need to get behind it, right? Even if it's not our idea. Even if we don't like the person who came up with the idea, right? The idea itself is to help the city, help the community, help ourselves. Nate, Councilman Martin, how much did it cost you to fix that tire?
$100.
Ouch. Right? That's expensive. The ambassador program, patch a pothole, right? Patch a pothole. You come in front of council, you want to help out, you say we got limited resources. You say you want to help, you say we got to do for ourselves. Become a part of the ambassador program. Pick up a street. If it's not your street, pick up the street next to yours. Patch that street. Patch one street at a time. Before you know it, we have this whole street patched. One of the things I want to encourage council to do as we keep moving forward, and it's been a lot of talk about how people, entities look from the outside looking in and see the dysfunction, right? When we see something that needs to be addressed, we need to address it, right? We all support the ballot box in the petition process. $30,000 twice, right? Right? Now, if it happens again, councilors, as a body, we should denounce it. We should say, listen, you're wasting limited resources. The man has been elected for the same seat 3 times, right? So, when you say nothing, it's not saying that you endorse it, right? But it's almost saying that you endorse it. As a council, right, we can appreciate the ballot process, but we should all speak out against it. No, you're wasting city resources.
Excuse me.
Right? Let's see.
Excuse me.
I think that's all I wanted to comment about.
I'm sorry.
It's in the Constitution.
You don't understand what I said.
I understand what you said. You don't understand.
I do understand what I said.
You don't
I
understand.
said
Let's
it.
go back and forth.
I know what I said, and I'll say it again. As a council, we should denounce that as a waste of limited resources. Denounce it. That's all I'm saying. Speak out against it.
Out of order.
Any person, I believe, can speak their opinion, but when there's an agenda and there's a way that we conduct ourselves, we gotta try and start adhering to it. I'm just saying, I mean, if that's his opinion, I might not agree with it, but that's his opinion, and we all have the floor at some point. So we gotta start respecting all the way around and start to do what's right. When we talk about this, when we're talking about disrupting public meetings, we mean that from both sides of it, whether it's a council person out of order or if it's a resident out of order. There's these rules in place so that when people from the outside come in, they can say, well, they might disagree, but at least this group of people can at least act civilly, despite whatever opinion comes in front of them, and they're able to handle it in a certain manner. I wish that for my people. I want us to start being that way. And I mean, it's no good to constantly point the finger and to undermine each other if we're not going to do the same very thing that we talk about that's not being done for them.
Right.
So that's all I'm saying. There is a process. This is a public meeting, and if we as citizens don't respect that, then who else outside of the city is going to respect us or give us respect? That's all I want to say.
Let me interject my closing remarks. First, I'm not for the merger. I didn't want it to happen. But from a realistic point of view, from what we see, it looks like that may be our only option. But what we decided months ago, a year ago, was to get a consulting firm to come in and give us a study. They said, if we get a study, whatever they recommend, they say, hey, you don't have to merge, here's the options, you can just do this and follow the roadmap. I think all of us are on board. If we got an answer, But if we don't have an answer, then we gotta make sure the residents still get quality services that they should be getting. And if that's through merger or annexation or any way we can get it, that you can get your service and your tax dollars. This was a couple weeks ago in the paper about Nighttown. Anybody see that? They're proposing to put a development right there on that corner, a $50 million to $125 million facility on that corner, because they can't come to East Cleveland. That could have been our project in our city.
That's right.
But, you know, that's what we have to start doing. But there's a process that we got to go through over here. And for that reason, you know, everybody's not going to always agree, but I think we're all trying to get to the same place. If we can save it, fine. But if we can't, let's make sure we get the best we can for ourselves to be represented well. Once again, I don't like the merger issue. I wish we didn't have to deal with this, but it's in front of us now. And we have to deal with it one way or the other. And also, remember, the final, Mr. Joei said about the right to vote and you all make the decision. The merger or the annexation commission comes back with a recommendation. They don't just sign the paper and say you merged, go ahead, y'all in Cleveland now. They still come to the people to vote.
Yes.
And what we're trying to do is find another option, so if you go there and say we're not for the merger, then we're for this option here. But we're not taking away that right, we're giving you that right. To make sure that you're entitled to it and get to you to voice your one vote. And then it goes from there. What do I have? All I
The law
got to
gives them that right. It's not
Right.
us. The law gives
So,
them
you know, and once again, for those who did support me, thank you very much. And those who didn't support me, I'm still here working for you. My door and my phone is always open. Okay? If nobody else have anything else to say, I'll take a motion.
I move that this meeting be adjourned.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anybody from the mayor's office want to give a closing remark?
Please.
Well, I was just proud to, in the last two events that were joyful to this region, that Shaw High School band was in both of them. On June 22nd, I was there in the parade and right up there with the millionaire basketball players. Came, I got it on my phone. It was Shaw High School. Just as proud and happy. And then I was downtown right at Public Square, but I was in a deposition. A lot of people are suing us for whatever reason. They still want to gouge us and see us as a sitting duck, and we're fighting constantly and very diligently to keep the financial coffers that we do have alive and well. But there at Public Square, again, there was Shaw High School.
Yeah.
Opening up Public Square to the, I guess as a prelude to the RNC. So I was just happy that they're representing East Cleveland in a very fine and admirable way.
Thank you very much. All right. One more time. Motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Move second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. That is so ordered. Now.
All I'm saying is you have to call up.
Yep, Shaw High